I'm going to leave you with this extra sunny view of the fossils for just a minute. I'm making a brand new pot of coffee and I'll be right with you guys. Happy Monday. Happy Wednesday. Oh, hopefully it's not a Monday. To Lava Bison, Patricia's Creations, the bear is here. What are you guys chatting about? Oh, goodness. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'll be right back. Well, give me just a minute. And like I say, enjoy a little life full of fossil goodness there. Sorry the sun is beaming in and making it weird, but... And the weird music, too. Enjoy that while I build a brew. I'll be right back. All right, she's a brewing. Les is here. Ryan is here. Those ones are potty mouth fossil rocks. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Not an extra live today, not me. Oops, that's my coffee cup making a big old shadow. Well, that's kind of a bummer that the sun wants to come in there now. It hasn't done that all summer, and I didn't move my desk, but the sun has tipped. Now it is just below the window, so here we go. Okay. So we do have an assortment of fossils here. And some of them I'm very familiar with, and some of them not so much. Hey, Opal guy. I feel like those rocks look. But I'm bummed. Did I see Jeff's here too? Let me turn that down just a little bit. He is here. Hey, Jeff. So happy Day before the feasting of the turkeys, everybody. Hopefully you've got turkeys and hams and all of the feasting things ready for the feast. And today is the day where it's either a fossil or it's not a turkey. So, this shadow is gonna drive me absolutely bonkers. Okay, that's better for everyone. I'm gonna set this one aside because I don't know much about him. I'm gonna set those aside because I don't know much about them. We're gonna just kind of scooch some of these aside too. We'll leave those. We'll leave some of these. Talk about those in just a minute. That one evacuated the table. Where's our other little friend there? Okay, so these are some pretty common fossils out here. Where's the other one? These are what I find the most of. Yes, Andrew. Happy early turkey day to you too. So, where do we even start? We're shedding pieces. Oops, let's throw them around. All of a sudden, I cannot think of the names of these. This one is an ammonite. Wow. So I do find these, but boy, not as often. I feel like it's a pretty darn lucky day if I find an ammonite. So I do have a few of those. That one's really cool. It's got a little crystal pocket in it. Why is nothing looking like it's in focus today? Because the sun? Is the sun beats down driving my camera insane? Stop it, sunshine. Couple little ammonites there. We usually don't find them in great shape or, you know, with a whole bunch of nacre or anything on them. Horn corals, let's do those next. I find a bunch of these. Get all the little druzy in there. That needs a shake. That needs to visit the shaker. Which, by the way, I do have some stuff that we've cut recently on the little saw. I just finished cutting a couple too right before the live started. And some stuff I've been shaking that I want to show you guys. But yeah, this definitely needs to go to the shaker. So corals, we find, like I say, quite a bit of those. So many that I've got brave enough to even like polish some. So here's your unpolished side. There's your polished side. Way to go, Andrew. All ready for the feasting now. And we get them sometimes where they're like completely jasperized or completely agatized. A lot of our fossils we get like totally agatized, smashed into some kind of agate conglomerate. And then a lot of them too, we get in just kind of rough, raw, natural. I also love the corals, Sonia. The next fossil that I find a lot of are the brackenites. Is that the real word? I'm having a hard time with the words all of a sudden. The little squids. That one's super cool. Look at all that druzy aragonite in there. Baculite. Am I putting an R in there where there shouldn't be? Baculite, you guys are right. I can find these all day from super little to real great big like that. So this is kind of like a little medium-sized one, but we can still see the sutures on this one, which is kind of fun. But he's also full of crystal inside. Another neat one that I didn't bring a sample down of was the brachiopod, the big one, but is that a little brachiopod? Les says she wished she could find ones with crystals inside. And what about these little guys? I'm fairly sure that those are little shells. Are these also little brachiopods, just of a different flavor? Or are these the little devil's toenail guys? He might be. Those are neat to me because they do retain some nacre, some oyster shell shine sometimes. You think, what in the heck are you doing on the prairie? And then, like I say, a lot of our fossils are mashed up into some kind of agate conglomerate. Let's see if we can get you guys just a smidge closer. You can see one right here, and we're gonna have a look at him under the microscope later. I haven't looked at him, but we're gonna look at him together. So you can see him hanging out in here. I think might be a picture of him in our book. We'll see here in just a minute. And then also in the little agate conglomerate mix, we get all kinds of little shells and stuff smashed into our, you know, completely agatized conglomerate. Little oysters, that could be. Yeah, anyway, the little guys in there are just beautiful. And these even will tumble, like they make it through the tumble. They're hard. Let's see if I can not bend the pages out of my book, because we are going to jump in there in a little bit. Here's a friend we're all familiar with. Here's a little turritilla. And then I have no idea what those are. Some little bryozoan pieces, maybe? I don't know. And then Bear called these little potty mouth fossils. And he's not wrong. I do believe that the, you know, very creative name for these is Holcyptus. And we may come back around to that in just a minute. I've looked into those before. I'm going to turn this one over because he has 2 holes, actually. I'd sent a couple of these to Bear, and he was like, you didn't put those holes in there? I was like, no, I find them with the holes in them. And sometimes with no holes. And that kind of delighted him. He was like, what in the heck? These holes are wild. So we looked into it. It's called Holcyptus. The fossil is called Holcyptus, and he did everything through the hole. He did the sexy things through the hole. He did the eating through the hole. He did the pooping through the hole. So he's a little potty mouth, like Bear said. Now we're getting into stuff that I'm really, really unfamiliar with. So it ticks me off a lot. I have one of these that is an actual whole specimen, and I really couldn't find it to save my life today. And so that ticks me off because I wanted to I wanted to have that specimen on screen, and it looks exactly like this. My piece looks exactly like this, only it's, you know, this size instead of like the book shows it. So he's a this fossil, and in fact, he's also this fossil. Just this fossil's had all of his little things eroded away. So yeah, I don't speak Latin or fossils, so we're gonna have to just get over the pronunciations of some of these things. So we're gonna set him aside really quick, but I also want to talk about this one. So I'm really not sure, but I think, goodness, the focus today. I think that this is a little fossil specimen. And I would have actually passed this up in the field and been like, oh yeah, that's just some kind of, you know, Larry deposit-y thing. I don't know. But I'd actually seen a picture in my fossil book that kind of reminded me of this. So I did pick this up and bring it home. And the picture I saw in the book was this one. Cynthia! Woo! I'm messing up my computer over here. Okay. So I see a resemblance between these two. Maybe. So I wonder if this is some kind of cousin of this, or is it just some kind of minerally deposit? The Balanus? Does that say anus? Balanus? Balanus? Fossils are goofy. They make you say silly things. In fact, again, this is the same critter, just a cousin of. And so this is the biggest one of these, and this is one that's more realistically sized. But you see like these little linear striations. Oops, no, you can't. These little linear striations down here. And there's a spot on my rock that kind of looks like that. The little focus today. The little linear striations, and then the little cup guys. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Barnacles, exactly. In fact, that's what the thing says. So we go to page 589. You're so smart, Bear. Easier said than done when you're running alive. Come on, it's right there. So 589, the not that word, but the Balanus, okay? He's cup-shaped walls, blah 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 blah. He's often found on a little base rock, I thought it said. So he's widespread in North America from the Middle Eocene to the recent. He forms on a firm substrate to which they cement the base. The barnacles are nothing more than little shrimp-like animals standing on their head in limestone house and kicking food into its mouth. This animal in this house is really not so different from a shrimp, except that its head has been modified to attach to the substrate and secrete calcium carbonate for a shell. 4 movable plates cover it and basically kick food into its mouth. It feeds by extending its bristly legs out to the top of its shell and sweeping them through the water and straining the small particles, blah, 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 blah. So the largest one that ever lived is this picture up here, down here, and up there, and then that shows barnacles of a more usual size. So big, and of a more usual size. And then you read about, is that the other one, 471? No. Anyway, so then we can read too about this little guy. So 695 is going to be his page. Reading Rufo's comment made me chuckle just a little bit. Okay, so here are his friends. So, Dory Cryanus, he's a crinoid, right? By the way, yeah, let's go back and this whole chapter of critters, friends, is the crinoids, the blastoids, and the cystoids. So these are all that family. So we're gonna look up this Cryanus that I've found one or two of. I really don't find a lot of them. Page 695, Cryanus? Dorocryanus. Yes, so it is this one. Sorry about the page flipping there. So they get into his anatomy a lot here, and it's a little bit over my head and below my knees, except that the upper surface of his rigid fascia is covered with his mouth food group. So blah, 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 blah. It says that he would not be fun to eat, basically. There's long spines inside of him that make him unpleasant to eat. The spines project through the arms and were probably used for defense, making him unpleasant for eating, as well as not a good resting place for other animals. And then, like I say, the next picture was him just with all of his little arms broken off. Look, he has an anal tube too. The book said it, not me. So, again, upper Mississippian for age for this little guy with all of the picture with all of the broken off guys, and lower Mississippian age for the white guy. So this one and this one. So I have this guy too. I'm also not real familiar, and I don't know. What is he? Some kind of a coral? Doot, 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 doot. Is he more, barnacle? Is he a coral? I don't know. I do know it's not a turkey. And brand new, welcome. Glad you could join us. I'm not allergic to them, but I'm a prairie girl, Rufo, so I just don't love sea bugs. Yeah, I love our fossil friends. They're so silly. Super silly. What about this one? Is this Cheeto wood? We might have a peek ski at him under the microscope too, cuz. That looks like Hexagonia coral. Look at you speaking the Latin there. Kentucky? Yeah, I definitely think he deserves a little peek ski under the scope. So I'm gonna put him right over there and we'll revisit him in just a minute. I told you guys I caught some stuff. Well, I and Joseph, or AKA Lava Bison. I had this blue nod, and I wasn't sure if this is one that I got from the Canadian stuff or if this is one that Soul sent me from AZ Rockhound Expeditions. By the way, be there or be square for your Friday rock sale. So Lava Bison cut this one, and it's pretty. It's very, very pretty. But then I had this one sitting on the kitchen table too, and then I really wasn't sure. Maybe this was AZ Rockhounding Expeditions. But it's got all of this, it glows pink under the UV, orange, red, pink. That mineral is calcite? Is it calcite? Anyway, it's got all of that running through the front of it. And then I was fairly certain that it was like blue blue node in the middle right. So this actually might have been AZ rock, Counting Expeditions rock, but does anybody know, does theirs have all of that calcite in them? I mean, that host rock there to me would suggest that that's an AZ rock, but this could be the Canada rock and this could be the AZ rock. I cannot recall. I'm usually a bit of a rock savant and don't really get them mixed up or lost or confused. Oh, speaking of lost, by the way, like I say, I do have that one full little fossil that I just cannot find, and that's really irritating me. Definitely could also be. I know, right? Okay, so let me grab my UV. Oh, it's right here. Let me shut this light off really quick. I have not done this. I literally just pulled this off the saw right before I started this live. Oh, that's interesting because it glows so much from the outside. There, we're getting the red. Well, I am. I can't tell because my vise is in the way. Oh, it looks orange on the screen, but it's definitely not. I'm surprised it doesn't glow more inside. Instead, it glows blue, which is bizarro. All right, interesting. Very good for science to know. Weird. How about that one? Like zilch. Very much less glowy than the other one. No matter how hard we try, we just can't get that other one to do what that one's doing. That's beautiful. Jennifer's here? She is. Hello, Jennifer. So, yeah. I don't know which one is more AZ-ish. This one or this one? This one or this one? Either way, neither one of them are a turkey. They're both not a turkey. On the day before the gobble gobble day, where everything is either a turkey or not a turkey. I think we can all agree they're not a turkey. Okay, I did build a new brew. I'm gonna go fill my cup up. I'm gonna let you guys stare at all that glory for just a second. And we'll come back and do a little bit more. I want to show you something I shook that's totally covered in druzy and beautiful, and then we'll switch over to the microscope, which is probably a good time to fill your cup up too, because it might take me a second to get situated there, and you'll want to have some kind of entertainment or beverage ready. Oh, that's hitting the spot. That is wonderful. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure which is which, but I know they're not a turkey. Oh no. Yeah, I've been cleaning the house too, by the way. Hey, Ma. Good morning to you. I'm gonna show you guys just a little peek of what has been going on over here in the PrairieGirlRocks studio. I have a box of rocks down here, and you can bet your best agate that I did not put dog food in there. What's going on? Who's putting dog food in my rocks? Caden thinks this is hilarious too, by the way. He thinks it's hilarious that the mouse is stashing rocks or stashing dog food all over the place. Like, I found some underneath the kitchen sink the other day, and I was like, okay, well, we know better. We know my kids are too old to do something like that, so probably got a mouse. Oh, so much dog food everywhere. So, I've only had one mouse in here, and everybody says where there's one, there's more. Okay, well, I've had one mouse in this house the entire, like, 15 years I've lived here. And I caught his little punk butt pretty quick. And I left my traps set, and I caught spiders and all kinds of other gross crap in my little sticky traps, but no more mice. So there literally was one mouse in here one other time. So I set up my old snapper trapper, baited him with some peanut butter, and I caught his butt the very next night after I noticed that he had pooed behind my couch. So instead of doing cool rock things, I was cleaning mouse poo from behind my couch, shampooing my carpet and all of that fun stuff. So the battle of kill the mouse has definitely begun. Hopefully I've already killed him and it was just the one. But yeah, I just discovered the dang dog food in my rocks last night when I was checking some stuff out with the microscope and the UV. And I was like, that little shit put dog food in my rocks. Okay, I can't tell if we have any kind of clear focus here or not. Yeah, he don't pay rent here, and he poops in the floor, and I don't even get to pet him. Then no, you don't get to stay. I already have 2 teenagers who never come out of their room, eat my food, and hide. Don't let me give them affection. I don't need a mouse, too. Let's check out all the druzy in this rock. In fact, speaking of teenagers, I can hear one yelling. They're on Turkey Day break, and I can hear one up there hollering at his game. Actually sounds like he's having fun. So I don't know what this is, just a chert or something, but there almost isn't a single bit of it that isn't just beautifully covered in micro druzy. See it here right now. There's a bunch over here too. We'll try to get in just a second. Let's flip it back around and see about this side over here. Come on. No, I can't get it to pop. It's funny because that's where I physically see the most druzy. And I can't get it to shine in the camera. There it goes a little bit. Down there. Oh, I see it up here too. Like I say, there almost isn't just a bit of this rock that isn't completely just covered in micro druzy. What is it though? I don't know. Just a chert? I love the little yellow specks. Oh my. She's pretty. She's a stunner. I don't remember the brand of my thingamajig. Yeah, Jennifer says she's thankful for all of her rock friends. And watching me started it all. Way to go, Jennifer. I'm glad for that. See, I'm thankful for that. Oh, Joseph asked if Ma found her rock, and she said no. She let one rip off the... Oh, actually, she just dropped it. I was going to say she let it rip off the flat lap, but... And he said it's literally the cheapest ultrasonic shaker he could get on Amazon. Yeah, we did glasses in it first, and then rocks, and more rocks. Bear. Oh my goodness. Bear says maybe Moi hasn't dropped enough seeker rocks to find her original rock yet. And yes, this is very sparkly, isn't it? So sparkly. I love it. I'm actually I'm tempted to chop it in half and see what the inside looks like. Because before we jump over to the microscope, here's this little guy, and he's also sparkly in every which way. Can we get him to do it for the camera? Showing you guys Druzy today is like, it's not a turkey. There it goes. See all of that micro sparkle through there? Come on. Oh, there. Boom, boom, ba-boom. Every single side of this, you can see down inside those little pits and things. Sparkling like crazy. So, of course, I had to cut it. And I don't fully understand. Is it quartz? Is it a fossil? We will look at some more stuff that also doesn't make sense to me under the scope. But yeah. That's a super bizarro one. The sparkles are way camera shy today. I am having like the light day from, you know where. Every part of like the lights coming through the window. I had to shut the curtain. Yeah, I don't fully understand this piece. And down inside here, it's like a little druzy pocket. Of course, will we get it to shine? Probably not, but I don't understand. It's so feathery inside, exactly. Is that just a mineralization thing? Super weird, eh? Look at all the druzy down on the out of focus side. There we go. We just got to get it to focus up here so that we can see all the druzy out of focus. Look how absolutely ultra sparkly that rock is. And honestly, when it's dry, or also, I'm going to go ahead and put it on my britches. When it's dry, it also sparkles like that. Let's see if we can get it to focus up here on that stupid, so it's sparkly all the way through, even though it's feathery. Thank you, Lava Bison. Someone else did it earlier, too. It's shaker, not a turkey for you. It's not a turkey. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so things that I just don't understand and things that make me say, it sure is pretty. I love me some good sparklies. Awesome. Brand new. And tell your buddies. Oh, thanks, Joseph. Thank you, Lava Bison. Okay, so yeah, there's all of that. Absolutely wild and crazy stuff happening. Tiny fossils, stuff off the saw, all of the things. Oops, let's put it in focus. Now's that time when if you are susceptible to any kind of motion sickness, or you know, you need to go take a bio break, or you need to fill your cup up, now would be probably a super excellent time to do that. Oh, it's gonna tell me that I can't do this because of the orientation, huh? Well, watch me. Because it's probably gonna take me just a minute to get you guys in here. Do apologize for the delay. Like I say, it's gonna take me just a minute to get you in here just right. And in the meantime, we'll ride the struggle bus together, because it's not a turkey. That's not bad. We got kind of in there pretty quick. That wasn't too terrible. We're gonna come back out though, because that's a lot in. And then we have the, now that we're out, listen, phone, we need you to stay right about there. Hey. Told you this would be tricky. I don't ride the struggle bus, I drive it. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for the ride. Okay, that's getting better. Okay, so we had that piece. Sorry, that was just under there. So we were experimenting with getting into focus and stuff with that piece that was there. Oopsies. Wrong knob. Sorry. It is not my first day, but dang near. So this is the Chiito wood. I'm going to come back out the other way. Is it Chiito wood? I know I'm not saying that right. Eats. That matrix doesn't look like wood to me. What? I've got to book it. Saw cool fossils rocks and unfortunate named fossils. Thanks, gang. Yeah. Like I say, to me, that matrix just doesn't really look like wood. And isn't Cheeto wood wormhole stuff? Those almost look more like whole critters than agatized wormholes. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over so we can have a look at the ones on the other side. See, like how, to me, that looks like structure, like critter of some kind, structure. But I could be wrong. That could be like little agatized filled in wormholes. Sorry, I'm zooming around quite fast. Let me see, where's the one that is all feathery like that? Way to go, Andrew. He's surfing on the roof of the struggle bus. You know, people just don't moon each other like they used to either. Like, when's the last time you watched a struggle bus drive by and somebody was happily mooning away? It's been so many years. So many years. Let's have a look. That's a good observation, Bear. Get us a little better focus on him. It's not a flat rock, so we have to kind of readjust as we go. See, like this one, boop, boop, this one and this one are quite round. Karen's here. Welcome. Cheers. On this fine day before the feasting. Again, that matrix back there just to me looks like mashed up bits of stuff. We're gonna flip him over again. Sorry about the fast ride. Wow, that one's cool. It's got like a flowery shape. Come on, focus. Huh. Come on, I think we can do this. That one looks like an amoeba. Definitely not a turkey. Everything is either a turkey or not a turkey today, because it's the day before Turkey Day. It looks like a roly-poly. Sorry. It is Turkey Day tomorrow. I'm swinging around here pretty fast. I do apologize for that fast motion. I'm going to pop us back out again, so we're going to get a outlook again. Look at that one. It's got like stuff inside of him. He looks like a little dagger. A dagger fossil. Again, I just don't know. Are they little fossils? Are they just little agate bits? Is it Cheeto wood? I'm so not sure. And I've found more than one or two of these. Maybe, you know, not a whole bunch of them, but maybe a handful of them in various states of preservation or not preservation or... This one needs to go to the shaker too. Maybe we could get some of that field skulls off there. Okay, well, it's not a turkey. We know that. That's pretty cool that we know it's not a turkey. Let's see what's next. The other one that looks so feathery. Let's look at the other one that looks so feathery. Check out those little forts in all of the feathers there. We're a little out of focus on this top left corner, and I apologize for that. Yeah, I wonder, Coral. Hey, Meg Mac, welcome. Is that not some of the prettiest little feathery stuff you've ever seen in your life? Karen's a sucker for the black-white. She's probably drooling. It's so pretty. So little featheries. Yeah, glad you could join us, Meg. Yep, that's worth a gaze, isn't it? Let's see, what are we looking at next? Hydrate and cheers. I did say we would look at this one because this one had that fossil just tucked in the, oops, sorry, tucked in this agate. And we're definitely seeing some of him there. Again, he's just completely agatized. You see his edge there at the right of the screen. And I think that's kind of where he fades out, is there in that kind of orange mess. And I think he kind of starts down there. And there's kind of most of him in frame. I can do this. Most of him in frame right about there. Again, it's not a flat rock, so to get a perfectly in focus view of everything is just a smidge bit tricky. All right, we're gonna set him still. I'm gonna turn him one more time. Right there. It looks like, to me, like little blades of grass with the little grass seeds on them. Oh, he might actually go a little farther back in that rock. I'm gonna adjust the focus just a smidge. See if we can get in on that. Just a bit more. Actually did not help that grass seed texture. There it is. Bringing it out. I love that. That's so pretty. Nature's cool. Nature is cool. I do think he's some kind of a little coral down in there. Who said that, by the way? Meg? And we're gonna look at what else? Boots and hats and boots and hats. This music is awesome. Ah, the piece we were just looking at with all the druzy sparkles in it. Again, it's not a flat rock, so forgive me for the focus fight for just a second. Oh, there's the outside. What was the crap show? That was brave of her, wasn't it? Again, the outside of this, and I don't know, is this just a quartz? This is the one that sparkled in every way imaginable. Here's his little pocket inside. This is the stuff that Andrew had described as so feathery. So now that we're looking in it, it kind of looks like a sugar quartz or something, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm going to do the focusy thing here too because we are super out of focus. No, it doesn't look quite so feathery. I mean, I'm kind of thinking like it doesn't really matter what it is. I think it'd make pretty jewelry. This one's not near as feathery as the last one we looked at. We're gonna side by side them. Hey, show us your feathery goodness. But sort of the same thing happening. And again, like this one's so full of that micro druzy everywhere inside of it. And I know that that super tiny sparkle, I know it'll make it past polish. I've done stuff with things like that before, and it does. Totally makes it through the polish. And it's so pretty because then not only do you have a polished stone, but then you also have, you know, sparkle behind that polish. Let's see about this rock. I don't even remember if I looked in this one or not and if it's worth looking at. Oh yeah, there's some cool stuff happening here. Oh my garage sale. I need to get a little beanbag. I actually have a couple of them, but I need to bring one over to my microscope stand so that when we get it in focus, we can hold it, or a little dollop of clay, something so I could get in here and hold these stiller for you guys. So again, we'll work out the kinks together, figure out what works and doesn't together. Chrysanthemum stone. Did I say that? Sounds like a flower. Erg. Just a second. Sorry about the motion. How's that? That's better. Okay, just a moment. I need what goes in must come out, and I filled my cup, so now I need a bio break. And I'll let you look at my friends for just a second. Little garage sale of goodies. Oh, much better. I like the little 3 chain links down at the bottom, or 2 or 3 or whatever that is, like right there. Those guys. And nothing wrong with that, Andrew. Thanks, Meg. We hope you have a wonderful turkey day, too. Lots of petals. Aha. I am following along, I think. Check out that guy on the edge now. Oops, let's get him in focus. That guy on the edge is pretty cool. Whatever that guy is. Not a turkey. The Waltons. Literally. Let's look at the outside of this, because, well, the outside's got some moss and stuff in it there. Let's look at, see if we can pick out any friends on the outside. It's like the edge of one there. Looks like maybe there was one there. I knew that was going to be a banger to cut. I could see the little fossil friends on the outside. So I knew when I cut him, he'd be soup mix on the inside. And he was. I like all that very detailed little agate banding and stuff in there. Pieces definitely... Yeah, the texture view is cool too, yeah. Like I say, I kind of knew he was going to have some goodies in him because I could see some from the outside. Let's see what else is here. I've been just totally fascinated. Oh, and there was another agate one that we looked at. We looked at this rock hole and I shoved it aside rather quickly and said, we'll come back to this one. Sorry, you guys get to see. This actually is my homemade heating pad, neck heating pad, but it's full of rice and it'll do a great job holding this rock for us. Boom. Didn't even have to mess with the focus or anything. Just set it down and in we dive. So these look like little turritillas to me in this agate. Looks like maybe there's a little chunk of something, a little bryozoan or something over there. Not turritilla, not a turkey. And again, this rock is totally agatized, completely and totally agatized. It does kind of look like bubbles, doesn't it? Sorry, I smushed the rice a little different there so we could have a little look-ski. Look at that little, like, oh, there's some little ghostly ones in there. Like, way down deep in there. I want a poker. Where's my poker? Eric, I don't have one. It's okay. We have a paper clip. We can just unfold a paper clip real quick. And see if I can ever so delicately... Like, look at that little ghostly one there. There may be a little ghostly frame of one there. Oh my, how pretty is that? Obviously, we're getting a little side profile of one here. That one's cool. Again, when you polish these, they're beautiful. Absolutely cool. Oh my gosh. Go ahead and feel free to grab a screenshot of that if you need to. Holy magic. How do they get so beautifully, crystal clearly agatized like that? Is that not the most stunning thing you've seen today? Oh, that is really neat. Glad you guys were here to see that with me. This is the first time I've looked at this rock under the microscope. It's beautiful. I love that. How ghostly clear. How it's just like water. It's like looking into water or something. Like, how do you, I swear I can see through that shell. And this one up here. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, nature does some really cool things. Really cool things. Thank you, nature. That's the most beautiful knot of turkey I've ever seen. And my coffee is really hitting the spot right now. So cheers, everybody. Oh my goodness. Cynthia sneaking in there with a wow. My gosh, that's delightful. It's amazing and fascinating. Agree. Agree. How do you not just get lost in this world? How do you get anything done when you have such amazing things to gazeth upon? Hey, Sharon. I love that idea. Everyone should eat Chinese today so that they're extra hungry tomorrow. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, that side view there is just the coolest. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh. I wish it wasn't winter right now because I would love to go just find more of that. Oh my gosh. I have some more of that. I know I do because it's not the only one I've ever found. And the other ones are equally as beautiful. But I don't find a lot that are that pristine, that crystal clear, that fully agatized. More of what I find is like the garage sale stuff. A little more dense, not quite as translucent. So when I do find these that are fully agatized like that, I do kind of covet them. They go up on my special shelf, and I kind of hoard and covet them. Thanks, Sharon. Oh my gosh, we can't top that today. That's like the most amazing thing we're going to see the whole show. I do have some questions, and since we're here looking at things that are not a turkey, let's look at this, not a turkey rock. And it's humongous, so give me just a second to kind of line her up here and find a focus. Does that look familiar to anybody? Does anybody know what that is? I sure don't know what that is, and I don't find blue out here on the prairie very often, especially not that kind of blue. It's still not real greatly in focus. Sorry, I am still messing around with the focus a little bit. What is this stuff, guys? Blue eyes and flowers. Look at that one's like... That one's like freaking flower power. You do, huh, Bear? Sorry, I'm trying to get this rice pack to stand up. There we go. That's a little better. Now let's see if we can get our focus. Well, we got focused on the middle one, but we lost kind of that edge. What is that, you guys? Look at all the little flower powers that are over here in the corner. It does look like cornflowers. That's perfect for Turkey Day. Is it some kind of a stromatolite? Some kind of a ancient fungal mat? I have no clue. I mean, that is purely speculation, you guys. Do not quote me on that. But it's so beautiful blue. I actually kind of want Bear to polish that a little bit. I've never done anything with it except put it in my very special rock collection and admire it from afar. So to get in on it like this, to look so super close like this, I mean, how could I not just more and more fall in love with this piece, more even than I already was in love with it. Yeah, I just don't know what it is. I know it's not a turkey. Definitely not a turkey. And it's definitely going to be beautiful if it's polished. I do agree. Well, let's take a little mosey around. And I just keep rolling it. I do not understand this rock even a little bit. Oh, I want to focus on those just a little. This is going to be the flatter surface of this rock. I'm kind of just blasting through it because there's not a lot to see. So the flat surface of this side and the flat surface of this side, and there are some blue bits on this flat surface, but they're mostly just along the edge. Sorry, I got that paper clip in my mouth. But yeah, what is that? I do not know. It's pretty. It is darn pretty. But it's not a turkey. And it's very blue, which we love. Yeah, I don't find a lot of blue out here on the prairie, so when I found that was definitely a stop me in my tracks kind of find. And I've oogled at it underneath of a jeweler's loop and things, but to get it up under a microscope and be able to share it with you guys is definitely a whole yeah, it's super wild, huh, Meg? It's definitely a treat to get to look at it together. What makes blue spots on a rock, guys? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Anybody? I don't get it. Should we pop in and see if we can have a look at one that's closer? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? In or out? Definitely not there. Still not there. Still not there. Thanks for being patient with me. Yeah, I just don't know. Not a turkey. That much I do know. Yeah, the little, it's blue flowers. I mean, who, what, how, why? I don't fully get it. I really don't fully get it. I know I love it, but yeah, it's pretty wild. So cheers to that. I kind of concur with Bear there. Or, yeah, I can't even get my mind around it. Oy, oy, oy. Everything is amazing underneath the microscope, you guys. I could just sit here all day. Let's look at some flat stuff real quick. Because we can. I love that rock. It's so hard to get past that. Like, how do you even? So we looked at Bear's bones on Karen's live, but let's go ahead and like Roger sent a bone. Let's have a peek ski at it. And then I have one that's even different yet that I managed to score in that Canadian auction. I actually really want to look at this white one. Is that it? It is. I want to put you guys in there just a little bit better, but I can't decide which way it needs to go. That's too much. It's not terrible. Don't touch it. It's fine. Me too. Look at that beautiful one down there. Oh. Sorry, wiping it. That yellow. That yellow. And that red. Super cool. There's a red one. Holy moly. They look like little amoebas. Okay, so there's Roger's bone, and we've got this one, too. No water on this one so far. We're just looking at it the way it is so far. Little amoebas and stuff. Look, there's a little heart shape. Moving into from the gray back into some colored stuff. Some reds and oranges. That cell down there is pretty cool. There's grits on here, imagine that. Sorry about the fast movement. Okay, let's pick a spot. Let's go ahead and pop some water on this. Oh, boom. Oh, see if we can get that to focus a little bit. I love how the red covers the white over here. Moves into some yellow. Let's come over here. And 3, 2, 1. Oh my. Sorry, moving awful fast. I'm gonna swing back over to this busier spot over here. And I'm gonna shut the light off. And protect your eyes in case this is bright to begin with, which it's not. In fact, the batteries are so almost dead that this almost doesn't work. There's a little UV show though. So much other light in the room. Oh my though. I have before, Sharon, but you gotta be careful. Your track peoples may not appreciate you being on or near the railroad tracks. I've actually stopped and talked to my track people before, and they're like, we don't care if you hunt rocks here, just, you know, obviously be smart about getting out of the way of the train. Also, because this is such a rural place, when I hunt on the tracks, like, if I ever saw anything, I'm not even joking, you guys, there's been many a times when I've had to drive a little farther out than I wanted to or get gone because the train has schmucked a cow, and I know that my dog will go roll in it if we get too close to it. So there's been times when I'm like, we can't hunt here, we got to move along down the road. And so when I see things like that, I know our local guy who works here for our railroad, and I can get in touch with him if I see anything like that that needs addressed. So they don't mind that I'm out near the railroad tracks because I'm doing, you know, observations and things for them too. But yeah, just be warned that they could be less than thrilled that you're there. I'm gonna go fill my cup up one more time. So here's a funny story too, by the way. Did you guys see that horn down in there in my cup? I know it's out of focus, but yeah. I filled my cup up. There were a couple of grounds, and I had one floating at the top, and I was like, sweet, a floater, I can get him. And I went to get him, and I pulled him over to the side of the cup, and I probably got him on the first try, but I tried like 6 more times because I was actually trying to wipe the top of that horn out of the inside of the cup. When I realized what I was doing, I was like, oh, stop wiping that ground, aka designing your cup, and go back to your YouTube channel, please. I am gonna pop Bear's bone back under while I go fill my cup up. Boom! Oh, it hated that. I wish I wouldn't have done that. And that's kind of in focus, I guess. There. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me go fill this cup up. Oh, that hot coffee is hitting the spot. All right. Yeah, good to know. Like I say, Sharon, just as long as you're checking with them first, otherwise. Oh, hold my trucker mug and watch this. All right. The light in here today is making me insane. Seriously. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Hang on, is it a dirty lens issue? No, it is like just coming in the window and being ridiculous. Like now we need to shut that curtain. That one was earlier, now that one. It's making me insane. Seriously, I hope this isn't a new winter struggle as the sun sinks lower into the... We'll have to move to nights or something. Wednesday nights are meteorite night though, so we can't do that. let's see. That was our zoomed in view, Bear. Wasn't it? No, we can get in just a little smaller. And I do agree. We can get in even a little closer, I mean. And I do agree. It's like galaxies in the microscope. It's insane. Each little cell is like its own galaxy. Yeah, each little fossil is like its own little world. It's just blowing my darn mind. So I'm loving it. Each one is like not a turkey. There's a cell in the middle that looks like a horse's head. So I do suggest this Field Guide to Fossils. It's a pretty easy book to run. I hate to say that I'm a picture learner more than a reader learner, but I really, really am. And so when I flip through and I see these little critters, I'm actually more apt to, wow, what is that? And that, what is that? I'm actually more apt to be like, hey, I think I saw that once in my book. And to be able to go back and find it because I saw a picture of it. So I do like all the pictures. Here we are, we were looking at these critters earlier today, remember? We started by looking at the little, Bear had the word for it too. Barnacles. The little barnacle guys and the little, crinoid guy. Jeez, the words are hard. They have names. Remembering their names are harder than I think some days though. So we just call them friends. Yeah, baculite. By the way, yeah, there is no R in it. You're right. The baculites, we find lots of those here. So I have another fossil book too that I actually really, really like. Again, a lot of pictures, but this one goes into even the big fossils. This one comes out of ancient sea fossils and even goes into the dino bones and stuff. And, you know, teeth and things. So this is a more, less detailed, but more inclusive. Again, lots of pictures, which I need the pictures. Like I can read up and then be like, yo, but I bet I found a member of that family there, a cousin to that guy or something, you know? So I do appreciate that. This one's easy to read too. We were showing the ages and stuff on some of the other rocks, and the ages and distributions are covered in these other titles, what kind of rocks it is. There's a rock book that's set up just like this one, and I also recommend it, but there's that one. So those are the two books that I like to use for fossils. They're great. Got lots of information in them. So yeah, it like Bear said, helps to narrow it down just a little bit. So some of that stuff I'm such a prairie girl, and I don't know about the things that live in the ocean so much to the degree that I'm just like, I don't even know. I don't even know if I should bring that home or not. What is that? It just looks like a, you know, conglomerate of some kind. But, you know, for example, here's the one we were looking at under the microscope. And then inside he's like a little yard sale. He had so many good little juicy goodies inside of him. And who'd have thought? You know, I could look in there and see like maybe one or two tiny little guys and we're like, well, we should see what's in there. But yeah, sometimes I just don't know. And sometimes I can't tell. And other times it's like this guy that's fully agatized. You could walk right past this. This was the one with the amazing little ghostly fossils in it. I mean, how easy would it be to just walk right past that? Oh, it's just a little rock. And it is tiny. It's a tiny little agate. The Yellowstoners would laugh at me for picking up such a thing until we start zooming in on those guys, and they're just beautifully agatized in there. You know, that's a beautiful little rock, really. There's so much going on in there. So the micro world is, you know, don't be shy. Stop and now I have a rainbow on my lips. Right there. It's a rainbow kind of day. Don't be afraid to stop and appreciate some of those littler things in your day. And if you have the time to stop and appreciate those things, definitely do. The micro world is amazing. Some of that stuff you can see with your naked eye, and some of it when you get zoomed in is like a whole nother galaxy. Hey, Josh. You gotta go back and watch. Where did I just set it? You gotta go back and watch us look at this rock underneath the microscope. It's full of just amazing little fossils. They were beautiful, like screensaver worthy kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, so, like I say, some of our friends I'm super familiar with. Teratilla, he's familiar. You know, Bacchanites, those are familiar. Ammonites, those are familiar. Corals, super familiar out here. And then we get into some stuff that I only find on rare occasions. You know, these little critters. These kinds of critters. I just find them a little less often. Their distribution is just a little less dense up here than some of the other stuff. Some of the other stuff, I'm actually editing a video right now where I'm like, finally, I found a piece of pet wood. I thought all I was going to find today was fossils. And like, how could I, excuse me, how could I complain about all I'm finding is fossils? Like, who in their right mind complains about that? But on the flip side of that, how many fossils does one girl need? How many fossils can one girl find a place for? What do we want? All the rocks. When do we want them? Right now. Where are we going to put them? We don't know. So I just, like I say, is this the barnacle fossil? I don't know, but it sure did look familiar to one of the pictures I saw in the book, and so I brought it home for further investigation. We gotta go put you in the shaker. You gotta go to the shaky shake. In a bad way, you little shaker. And then, yeah, that's been just, I've been having too much fun with the shaker. Because everything about this rock is super druzy sparkly. And not one single sparkle to be drusied. Of course. Well, we were getting it earlier. So go back and look. And yeah, doing some little saw work lately too. These are beautiful. And like I say, they're kind of little stunners under the UV. And these had more UV-edness than these did. Let's see. Jeff is here. Jeff, I cut a bunch of other little Malawis and stuff, and if they looked like they had a pretty good outside on them, if it wasn't too lumpy, bumpy, or fracturey or dissolvey, I threw them buggers into the tumbler. So we got that to look forward to. Some of Soul and Bear's rocks are in the tumbler too. All kinds of stuff going on in the tumbler. I found a shaker. Yay! As many fossils as a girl can carry. Yeah, where did we put them? We don't know. I have a pile of fossils underneath the chair outside. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. So yeah, I mean, just 1.5 million things going on between making jewelry, cutting stuff in the big saw, which the big saw's taken a little snooze because we've been doing little saws, door dangle balls, and some flat lap work. So yeah, just tons going on, and here comes Turkey Day, so the kids here. So unfortunately, we get to go find dog food stashes, like that one there. that I'm looking at right now. Can you tell I'm impressed? So yeah, we're gonna tear the house apart. That's what I did the other day, is tore the house apart and did the living room. Believe it or not, this table was clean the other day from almost end to end, and this one too. But then Pat Brown graciously gifted me a microscope, and I'm like, I'm gonna look at this, 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 and then I bring them all over here and strew them all across the table, and it's wonderful, and I love it. And that's the kind of mess I am okay with. Dog food stashes in my rocks, I'm not okay with. I had a watering can that you water your plants with, and I opened the underneath the sink, the cupboard doors underneath the sink, and was like, what the hell? I did not put that in there all full of dog food. But he had the whole watering can. That's a pretty good sized watering can. He had the thing stuffed. Like, I don't think he could have put one more piece of dog food in there. Seriously. So, yeah, I get to go tear the kitchen apart now. And obviously, we got to clean up this little stash here, too, that I missed. But yeah, I tore the whole living room apart the other day, which wasn't too bad, but moved all the furniture away from the walls and stuff, and cleaned up all of the dead flies and the spider webs and the mouse stuff. That rainbow's freaking me out. Yay! I got one right on my forehead. And yeah, so we're gonna do the same in the kitchen, which is great, because right before Turkey Day, we gotta have a clean kitchen anyway, so we might as well just go like declutter that a little, pull this stuff away from the walls, find out if he's been stashing anything behind the like pots and pans shelf or anything. Thank you, Ghost. Thank you, Ghost. Yeah, so a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We'll do some cleaning. We'll do a little bit of coffee and rock chat and relaxing and looking under the microscope, and then we'll do another little burst of cleaning, and then we'll have some meteorite night, and then we're gonna just eat until we can't even move tomorrow. And it's gonna be wonderful. Oh, Josh too, you guys are so great. I love it. We're doing gifted memberships. We're having rainbows. I love this. This is great. The sun is really pissing me off, but this is funny. So I'm just going to let it ride. Welcome to the winter edition of Prairie Girl Rocks, where the sun shines in at the wrong time of the day. And then I have no idea. That mirror, is it got to be the mirror over there? Throws rainbows all over Prairie. All right. So yeah, thank you guys again. Boot, Tomcat, for your membership gifts there. Much appreciated. It does help the channel tons and tons and tons, because as busy as we stay doing this stuff, we are actually doing things like burning through pads and blades and oil and, you know, all of the little things that go into this. So Jennifer, everybody says that, but like I said, I have had only one mouse in this house the entire like 15 years I've lived here, and literally just one. I trapped him, end of story. Haven't had another mouse since. I did trap one already, and the traps have been there for the last 2-3 days, and not a second mouse yet. So maybe just one. I can't believe Dog, man, she's like, where is she? I gotta give her the stank eye. There she is. She's losing her edge, you guys. Yeah, see, I've never had a cat, but my dogs have always done a great job. And if they can't, like if they get it chased underneath the stove or something and can't get it, I've always had a dog who will sit with the nose right at the bottom of the stove. And you're like, what are you doing? Until finally you pull the drawer out, and like as the mouse tries to run away, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get his guts. I've always had really overzealous dogs. I'm like, there's an invader in our home. And they're like, no, there's not. Even bees, she'll eat flies, flies and bees that are buzzing around in the windows. If they're pissing her off, she just eats them. So, yeah, we don't allow invaders in the home. Gross, Ghost. So I'll let you guys know if there's more than one, but everybody says there's always more than one mouse. Well, I'm not saying that's the case this time. This is literally only the second time I've ever had a mouse in my house. Like I say, my dog's always done a really good job. But so far it's just one. If I happen to catch another one, I'll admit that there was more than one, but so far. Yeah, I dislike cleaning cat boxes is why I dislike cats. I don't dislike cats. They're pretty and they're fun and they're great therapy, but cleaning the cat box is not great therapy. It's like the worst of the worst. And so no, I'm glad that for the most part, my dog gets her stuff taken care of outside. She has, she gets sick every once in a while, which every dog owner has to deal with, but what do you do? She tries real hard to get that outside too, so. But yeah, she's losing her edge. She let that mouse have a lot of dog food. Dogs are my people, says Brand New. For sure. Excuse me. Goodness. Exactly, Boot. I just can't do that. So, that was a fun little episode. We did learn a couple things. I mean, I maybe have misidentified this barnacle fossil friend. It might just be some kind of a little formation of some kind, but I think I might be on the right track with that. I'm not afraid to say I really don't know, and we're learning as we go. Also, identifying that these are things is helpful, and I can't remember the name of that thing. It's a crinoid of some kind, the little flowery head, but just having a peek through some of this stuff sometimes, even if you're not after an in particular fossil, maybe you'll be like me and you'll be out in the field someday and be like, hey, that looks like a picture I saw in my book one time. And so I'm going to take that home with me and see if I can compare that later. So, my winter time is always my time for learning. So we're doing that. I wanted to know, did that look like the picture in the book as much as I thought it did? And honestly, to me, it does. Like I say, it might not be the exact same species, but I bet they're family. I bet they're related. So, yeah, that was fun, you guys. It's always nice to revisit some of these friends, whether they're tiny, tiny microscopic or whether they're super enormous. It's always really fun. And it keeps me sharp. And it keeps us sharp, and I love it. I love learning with you guys, so I can't help but I've been hating what the sun's been doing to the show all day with the rainbows and the light every wrong way it possibly could be, but I can't help but I can't help but notice that it's doing it, and we haven't seen it. And John, hey there! Thanksgiving story. Glad you could join us. I kind of want to just sit in it and soak it up a little bit because it's been so snowy and gross that I haven't seen a sunbeam in like 4 days. Kind of feels warm. I just want to go over there and hug my mug in it. But yeah, tons of fun to just revisit some of that stuff. Check it out under the microscope. Enjoy that strange and bizarre world in there. And yeah. If we don't know today, it's either a turkey or not a turkey. That's it. That's all. Yeah, look at all the highs to John there. John, we hope you have a great turkey day. I've been thinking about you lately. Good, I'm so glad. Gotta go do all the catching ups. All the catching up. So yeah, thanks to Sharon and Boot and Brand New and Jeff and John and Jennifer and Patricia was here earlier. Ryan's here. You're a turkey, Ryan. Ba-dum-bump. Uh-huh. And Boot says turkey poop. Oh, you guys are great. Oh, you guys are really great. So yeah, just been really enjoying the microscope, the shaker, and getting into things on a tiny level. And, usually my thing in the summer is to get out and get the rocks and get the rocks and get the rocks. And now it's time to stay home. So birds of a feather. Ryan. Gobble, gobble. uh, yeah, kind of a nice sit down with you guys. Tiny friends and coffee. I love it. So yeah, we had a peek at a lot of tiny friends. Holcyptus. Don't forget about Holcyptus. With his perfect little hole. Is it perfect little hole? There's an image for you. So yeah, hopefully, let's all just be thankful. I want to end on this final note. Let's all be thankful that evolution has brought us to where we are, and that, hey, diggin', and that unlike the Holcyptus, we don't do the eating and the pooping and all of the sexy things through the same hole. Let's just be glad that evolution has decided that what goes in comes out another way. Because if we just continued on that track, things would be super weird. Think about how super weird that'd be. So we're thankful. We're thankful that the mouth hole and the other hole are two separate things and they do separate things. We're glad for that. We're very thankful that we're not a potty mouth human. On this Thanksgiving, I would like to tell everybody how thankful I am that I'm not a potty mouth. You're on a roll, you guys. We've had a few really good shows lately with pantyhose in a pickle jar and potty mouth fossils. I'm glad to hear that, Patty. Who's having pecan pies with vanilla ice cream and coffee? I'm more pumpkin girl, but that's good, Sharon. Somebody's got to like the pecan pie. I don't hate it. It's good. It just, if somebody gave me an option, probably be about the third pie I'd dig into. So yes, we're glad that the pecan pie comes in one way and goes out the other. Thankful, very thankful for that. And we're thankful that they have unfortunate names like Holcyptus and... On that note, you guys, I am thankful to have all of you here. I'm thankful we're not all potty mouths. I'm glad that evolution has made us who we are and that we get to enjoy things like tiny microscope stuff and fossils and things together. So anyway, thankful to have you guys here. Thanks for joining me on the adventures on the prairie. Without you guys, the ride would be way less fun and exciting. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving, whether you do it alone and enjoy your alone time or whether you do it with family and enjoy your family. I hope many Marys are had. And we'll do this again soon and be watching for a video soon. I've been in the editing and I have rocks over here that I need to take pictures of to put at the end of the video and then we're done with it. But, you know, editing. I have to do that amongst dog food stashes and other things. So... you guys, thank you so much for watching today. We'll sing the song really quick and then we'll head on out and do our Turkey Day things. Pretty rocks out on the prairie. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Pretty rocks for us to look at. Pretty rocks are everywhere. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one. And they all are very pretty. And they all are everywhere. Thank you guys. In a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind of a rock hound. Peace, hippies.